Hey y'all, it's Lauren from LaurenGrootman.com. Today's video is going to be a different video. Actually, I'm a little nervous about this video, but I wanted to kind of share with you some of my thoughts about where this YouTube channel and where my business is going to go in 2020. I know I talked about my financial goals in a video actually last week. And you know, I've had some interesting thoughts and feelings come up the past couple of weeks, and I wanted to share them with you. This is a candid video, if you can't tell, so no intro, no fun music. There's been a lot of changes in my life the past couple of years, and I really believe that those changes are going to be reflected on this website moving forward. And I think a lot of times in our life, we are afraid of making changes because we're comfortable with where we're at. And I'm in that place right now where I'm comfortable with where I'm at. I'm comfortable with my income. I'm comfortable with money, but I'm not comfortable in the direction that LaurenGrootman.com has been going in the past couple of years. And backtrack to 2010. I was $40,000 in debt. Just found out I was pregnant with my second child after a couple of years of infertility. And I was selling my home via a short sale because all of the homes around me were going into foreclosure. This was right at the end where kind of the real estate market in Charlotte, I was living right outside of Charlotte, North Carolina at that time. The real estate market just tanked and there was like 12 houses going into foreclosure, like all of my neighbors. And we had to get out of there as soon as possible, so we moved back to upstate New York when my daughter Hannah was 3 months old. I remember moving back to New York, and me and my ex-husband Mark, which is another thing I'm going to talk about on this video, but we moved to a very small townhouse. We moved from a 3,200 square foot custom built house into a 900 square foot townhouse. So I was putting myself back in that situation of having zero money, of having this hopeless feeling, are we ever going to get out of this rat race of debt? I'm drowning in bills, I'm drowning in extra expenses, and I can't keep up. We're not making enough money, we have, you know, maxed out credit cards. And I was kind of putting myself back in that situation, and you know, mostly because after I announced the tickets to my budget retreat, I got a lot of nasty comments about the price of it. And I can relate, I can totally relate. So I put myself back in that place. What I found is that there's no way that I could have afforded a retreat of that price. So this is what I'm going to talk about today, is the direction of LaurenGrootman.com in 2020. 2010, I started a website called I Am That Lady, and I got my claim to fame, I guess, in the very beginning was teaching people how to save money on their groceries by couponing. And it really helped a lot of people. I did a lot of local seminars. I did a lot of shopping seminars. I did a lot of local news segments. And that was my route of where I got started. And, you know, 2011, I had another child, Kaylee. 2013, I had another child named Abigail. And life just seemed to get really hard after that for me. I started drinking too much and had to go away and get help for that about 3 years ago. That was a very private struggle for me that I did privately. I did talk about it on a podcast episode with Ruth Sukup, and I'll leave the show notes in that below. But basically the past 3 years, I have gone to go get help for my drinking. I've gone to go get, I went through a divorce. Many of you know Mark. He was a very integral part of this website for many years. So the past couple years have just been a lot of change for me. And shortly after the divorce, I actually met a man named Tommy, and we just have very similar ideals about everything. Well, not everything, but most things. And we just fell in love, and that was something that I did privately as well, and came to you all with a picture on Instagram, I believe, saying this is my fiance, and everybody's like, what? I didn't even know you were divorced. But so me and Tommy got married this past summer, and now I have 2 beautiful stepsons. So when I started this website 10 years ago, I was a mom of a 4-year-old and a 3-month-old. I was teaching couponing and barely making ends meet. And now here I am 10 years later with a teenager. I've got 2 new stepsons. I've been divorced, remarried, and now have a blended family with different finances. And the main thing that has stayed, if I look back over the past 10 years, the main thing, the integral, just everyday thing that has stayed exactly the same is how frugal I am, and how much I love to save money, and how creative I can be with making extra money to pay for other things. And yes, my budget now that we're out of debt, and thankfully my husband brought, you know, no debt into the marriage, so we are debt free, and besides our cars. I don't know, I just really wanted to share that with you, that like through the past 10 years, my life has changed a lot, and the message behind my website has changed a lot. And now if I look at where it is right now, specifically like personal finance, budgeting, credit score, all of that is great information. That's a lot of stuff that you guys have asked for, but my specialty is being that mom sitting in this tiny house, not having hope for the future, not having any idea how I'm going to get out of this debt, not knowing when I'm gonna get money to pay this bill or that bill, or even buy groceries. So as I've kind of been sitting and reflecting over the past couple of weeks, especially after getting some comments about the budget retreat, you know, I've really had to kind of take a step back and realize, you know, the direction for LaurenGrootman.com, you know, it's not the direction that I want to be going in. It really isn't. The direction that I want to be going in is putting myself back in that situation of how the heck am I going to get out of this debt, and teaching you guys the tips and tricks of my everyday life that I just think of naturally now, because it's been years since I've lived this way, and share those things with you, so that maybe if you're like me, like I was 10, 11, 12 years ago, maybe I can help you with that. A budget is great, and I can sit down and make the prettiest budget and use the nicest handwriting and use 1,000 different colors of highlighters and stickers. But the reality is, if I don't have the drive behind following through with that budget, it's not gonna work. So in today's video, I just wanted to share that. What am I gonna do with the budget retreat? I don't really know at this time, because to be honest, I haven't sold many tickets. And to be honest, I don't blame you. Looking back at the prices of them, you know, maybe the route is not to do an overnight, where the overhead expenses are very much. Maybe it's like a day-long seminar where I just, you know, you can come in and we do it all day. Maybe that's what we need to do. I would love to know your suggestions in the comments below, because I am open to this. And you know, as a business owner, I've been running this YouTube, I've been running my business for 10 years now, almost 11. I've had many successes, but I've also had many failures. And this budget retreat is a failure in my eyes, if I look at it that way. But I'll tell you this much, what it has done has regrouped me. It's regrouped my focus, because I really wanted the budget retreat to be a place where you could come and unwind and all of that, you know. And I overlooked the fact that that broke person, you know, 10, 11 years ago, that didn't know how she was gonna pay her bills, there's no way she could have paid almost $500 to go away for a weekend. There's just no way, even if it did include lodging and food. So I hear you all. I do, because I've been there. It's a hard video to admit that maybe you didn't make the right decision with something, and I guess I'm healthy enough today to see that that probably wasn't the best decision for you guys, to take care of all of you who have, you know, followed me for 10 years. So 2020, what are we gonna see here on LaurenGrootman.com? I'm gonna bring back my meal plans, show you exactly what we eat every week, how I make my meal plans. I'm gonna bring back more Poshmark content to show you how to resell, to pay down debt. Obviously, I'm gonna keep the budgeting content because that's always useful, but I'm gonna really kind of take you along my life and show you how to live a frugal life. Because when I was getting out of debt, I'm still the same frugal today, except I have a little bit more extra money to play with for spending, going out to eat, dates, that kind of a thing. But I'm a really frugal person by nature. I don't love to spend money. I really don't. And, you know, me and my husband right now are focusing on saving, and we're buying a couple rental properties, hopefully this year. And so there's a lot of good stuff that has come out of a divorce, a blended family. Like, there's so much good that's happened in my life over the past 10 years. A lot of really hard things that I had to keep personal. I actually took almost 2 entire years off of doing content on this website, just because I felt like I needed to get my life back under control. And you know what? You guys watching my videos and visiting my website with ad revenue paid for my ability to get through a divorce and not have to go into debt over that. Just by you showing up. You know, I get ads from my site, and I'm grateful to all of you for that, because it's been a wild ride, I'll say that much. Watch for updates on the budget retreat, because I don't know if I'm just gonna cancel it or if I'm gonna just regroup it. I just don't know, because I get it and I hear you. It's a lot of money. And now if I put myself back in those shoes. So my goal for 2020 is to provide you with as much free content as possible. Another thing that I'm going to be doing in 2020 is discontinuing my financial renovation course. I love my life today. I've done so much therapy and just deep inner reflection of who I am. And I don't know, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for continuing following me. I know a lot of you have followed me since like the very beginning 10 years ago. But I'm excited to get back to my roots. The roots that started it all, you know, at IamThatLady.com, which is now LaurenGrootman.com, which, by the way, is not my last name anymore, but I'm keeping it branded as LaurenGrootman.com. Maybe someday I'll rename it, I don't know. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think I'm like super excited for the first time in a really long time for where we're going with this. Everything that I do from now on is gonna be putting myself in those shoes of how the heck am I gonna get out of this, you know? And my relationship with God, you know, has gotten me through so much of what I've gone through. So if you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear what you guys want to see in 2020. My focus on 2020 is YouTube and Instagram. Why? Because I love it. I don't love writing, which is funny for a writer to say. I don't love writing, but I love YouTube. I love connecting with all of you. So make sure you follow me on Instagram as well so that you can get all of those updates there. But thank you for, this is a long video, I know, but I just appreciate you all being here. And even though you didn't know what was going on behind the scenes through everything, you know, a lot of you stuck around and wondered where I was and if I was okay. So thank you for caring. And I'm just really excited for 2020. So if you have any ideas of content that you would like to see right here on YouTube, please leave them in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe and hit the notifications, because I'm up in my game to 2, maybe 3 videos a week, and doing a little bit more vlogging style to show you like the real, how do you live on a budget? You know, how do you enjoy life on a budget? What are some things that you need to know? That's what I want to know so I can help you. So thank you all for watching. I love you. Thank you for being here for me, even when you didn't know you were. And yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Have a great day. Bye.